Hey, Leo. We're here to do a little reading for you. A little check-in. We're gonna do past, present, future using the Wild Unknown Animal Oracle and Tarot decks. Let's do it. We are gonna use one card for each. I did just already shuffle before I came on, so I wasn't using up all your time. Sorry if it's shaking. So, past, present, future. It's definitely shaking. I'm sorry. I am sorry. All right. I don't know if that was two. Present, future. But I didn't show you the overall for that. So I'm trying not to shake the table. For the tarot, the Two of Swords. Hmm. To the Black Hole Sun. And potentially blocking off energy. Consciously or otherwise. For better or for worse. Now out of the animals. The Vulture. Transmutation energy. Sort of a community service energy also. Tippy tapping is the doggo. Okay, so past energy. What? I thought I. Okay. This is funny because this one card, I thought I put it back in the deck, upright. Apparently I didn't. So we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse again, and then the oyster. Let's say this oyster comes out a lot. It's one of those cards that comes out more than most. All right. I'm really getting not shining your light with this oyster, not opening up, is exactly what's keeping you or someone not fully standing in their own power. But it's almost like a stability power. Two things about this card in general. It's like it would be the Nine of Pentacles, right? Which would be the woman with the affluent woman with the in the garden with the falcon. It's stability and energy is pre-empress energy. But with this card, I also, as I chuck it, now it's upright, so we'll see. But I also see with these three feathers, four feathers. I don't know why I said three. Four feathers gives me Four of Wands energy, so it has an added layer of stability. All right, current energy. Let's see, very interesting. Current energy. It's a starfish and the Five of Pentacles. Getting the sense that maybe you did open up, but was it authentic? I'm not saying it wasn't, but the starfish was a little bit of an egoic sort of look at me energy. Again, conscious or otherwise. And it bred disappointment. Oh, so funny. I was just listening to this interview with Matthew McConaughey about his recent I don't know how recent even the interview was, but it was mentioning his I don't know if it's quite a memoir of sorts called Green Lights, and how just existing for himself um was and again not in like egoistic way. Like okay, so oyster energy could be like so afraid of what people of the external that you're claiming up, right? And the starfish is so interested in what other people in other people thinking positively about you that it's not quite natural. I don't want to say not authentic because maybe like it doesn't mean you're being anything else, but anything other than yourself, except in a way that's for an audience. Does that make any sense at all? It's like being you, but performing yourself. Performing yourself. Or maybe putting yourself in view. That is very interesting. Anyway, so okay, so his example was he had his truck. He had in this interview, he had a truck, and so he liked the truck. He could it functioned. It did fun things. He could do and take some friends out off roading and just be goofy and just functional in general, right? And as he grew in general, but also like had enough stability to get something fancier. He had the sports car, right? He thought, ooh, that would be fun. Like I like that. But he liked it in in an image sort of way. Like that I like how I look next to that truck, not using that truck. Like that truck makes me happy in the activity of his own life, right? Performing his own life was the sports car. Anyway, I'm getting that here, like came up that like as soon as there was a performative nature, intentional or otherwise, like this could be so subconscious. You think you're performing, yeah, performing your. It's on the nose, and I touched my nose. Oh my god, sorry, crazy. Okay, you or one or person, this could be external, could believe that they are doing things that they desire, and when when that thing is executed, it ends up feeling performative and or it's viewed as performative. It's viewed as seeking external validation. That's what's funky about social media at this point. I'm not saying that this is a social media example, but you could have a whole life, but as soon as you do a little photo dump, even to yourself, it might feel performative or something like, posting things or Instagram. It just sometimes just ends up like, and maybe this is just me, which is why I don't view it often. I'll just kind of just like maybe just put up a life update every now and again. It's not very often, a couple times a year maybe, just because like I don't know, it's fun to share sometimes, but it still also feels performative. Like this is for this what I'm sharing is for consumption, even if what you're really wanting is interaction, right? It's tough though. It's a tough spot. So we get into comparison, we get into all kinds of funky things. I don't know. I have a I'm not gonna say love. I have a like hate relationship with social media. It's just it's so nuanced, and you don't know the whole story, and it is truly on us to reach out to people in a more want to say personable, but yes, and a more like intimate level. We don't always do that because we're getting fed just enough. But I don't know. It's funky, right? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm done with all that. But hmm, near future. This is intriguing. We have the Fool and the Swan, but I saw the Swan first, right? Because like the way I'm looking at it, Swan's first. It's seeing reflection, seeing what's mirrored back at you. Looking in the mirror to see what I was gonna say to see what others see, but I don't know. I don't. There might be consideration, certainly, but I'm really feeling like it's to see what you see and go back to a childlike innocence, right? Go back to a beginner's mind when it comes to living your life, letting you be witnessed instead of performing. And maybe I said all that stuff, forgive me. Maybe I said all that stuff about social media because we do get so up in our heads about it. Like maybe if I even if I just took a step back and said, I need to stop caring about all that. Like just why? Just don't like why? Why do I care? Why do I care if it seems performative? Like am I feeling like it's performative or am I concerned that it'll seem performative to others? To be determined, something to ponder. So if once you decide what you would like to see in the mirror, a balance within yourself as well with the swan, you can decide that there are no rules when it comes to existing in your own skin. And certainly external kindnesses and all the things, right? We still live in this world. But when it comes to the way you are perceived by others and caring and operating in a way that's just so overly conscious of the external, I think we're done with that. But we're going to try to be, right? Be forgiving to ourselves because it's fresh student energy. It's going to take some trial and error. Anyway, I hope this helped. This didn't really translate with the overall energy necessarily, but maybe. It's funny. Because the near future is a fool, but this was like an overall energy. And it's funny that I'm like looking at this now because underneath the vulture is the unicorn. Maybe you're transmuting this crunchy nature that we've been existing in that's like really unclear. I'm not saying the vulture's unclear. This card gives like a dark sort of I don't know, like a seasonal depression energy. like a like a couch lock, it getting dark at 430 energy, like just yeah. And moving into this Fool unicorn, no rules, do you energy while still living in the real world. Anyway, I hope that helped. I love ya. That shook so much. I'm so sorry. Take care of yourself. Until next time.